Now to that monstrous storm that is continuing to be on the move this hour, leaving millions under winter weather advisories. NBC's Nyala Charles is in Minneapolis, where people have been bracing for a record-setting storm. Nyala, you and I talked last hour, and I have just noted that the Minnesota Department of Transportation quoted this. This could be a doozy. I think it's an underused word, but that tells you everything you need to know. I think I'm seeing a little more wind than just an hour ago when we talked before. Tell me what it feels like there and what we're expecting.
Chris, a little bit more wind. It's still cold, about 17 degrees, but because this break in the snow has lasted longer than expected, those estimated snow totals have gone from about 2 feet to about a foot instead, which would potentially decrease the amount of snow we get. However, officials still stressing to the Minnesota residents that they have to keep off the roads, because this is what the roads are looking like here. They're icy, most of the roads still covered with snow, and we've seen from the Department of Transportation multiple spinouts on the highways because people continue to drive. Officials, again, telling people, stressing the urgency of this, because even if this doesn't end up as bad as maybe experts thought yesterday, the problem is a foot of snow is still a lot of snow, and officials here have that task of convincing the people who live here to take this seriously, because although they may consider themselves used to this, they don't know this storm. And if they do find themselves stranded in negative wind chill temperatures, that could be potentially deadly. Chris?
Nyala Charles, get in from the cold. Thank you so much for that. I want to go now, and maybe Nyala shouldn't watch this, to NBC's Sam Brock. Oh, my gosh. South in Miami Beach, Florida. To say it's a different story does not begin to describe it, but they're looking at some record high temperatures for February. The split screen, I just can't even talk about it. Sam, what's the forecast?
Yeah, Chris, look, it's a portrait in extremes, right? And whatever I tell you in the next couple of minutes, you are not allowed to be mad at me, because this is not my fault. I just happen to live in Miami Beach. You look over my shoulder right now, and you see all these folks that are on the sand, Chris. This is what you would say is a Wednesday in Miami Beach. This isn't atypical. It's about 85 degrees right now, a slight breeze coming off of turquoise water here. I will say one thing that is a little bit different than normal is that the water temperature right now is about 77 degrees. Chris, this is like stepping into bath water right now. So that's all well and good. However, there's also a situation where the northern parts of Florida and really huge sections of the South, Chris, we are seeing elevated temperatures that may actually match or break records. One example of that would be Orlando, which is projected to hit 90 degrees today. The last time that happened in February for Orlando, Chris, 1962. And this is not just Florida, Texas, Louisiana. There's temperatures in the 80s during Mardi Gras. It really stretches all across the Ohio Valley, many parts of it, and into the mid-Atlantic. You talk about Washington, D.C. D.C. projects for 80 degrees today. There have only been 3 examples in modern recorded history where they have reached 80 degrees in February. 2 of them were in the 1930s and the 1940s. So we are living in rare times right now. And as you look at this gorgeous beach, Chris, and you see people laying out and just enjoying it, yes, maybe this is a great experience for them, but just know summers in Florida are just absolutely intolerable. So there is a silver lining to everything, and I'm sorry for Nyala and what the folks in the Midwest right now are experiencing. But yes, it is warmer than normal. I should say warmer than normal in the South, and it projects that way for at least the rest of the week.
Nice try. Nobody likes you. We're all very jealous. Thank you, Sam Brock.